Hello you lovely people, and welcome back to my channel, Cook with Joy. For today's recipe, I'm going to be sharing with you a cozy and comforting fall dessert, and that is apple crumb pie. Don't let the fact that I'm wearing a tank top fool you. It is October. Just here in Austin, today is still high of 89. We get teasers like it's gonna be fall, and then it decides it's gonna be summer again, and that's what it's like today. So therefore I'm wearing a tank top, but it is in fact October. It is full on fall, so I wanted to share this fall recipe with you. For this pie, there are 3 layers. There's the crust, the filling, and then the topping. And this is actually going to be a gluten-free and vegan version of this pie. So let's get into what ingredients you need. So for the crust, all you will need is a gluten-free flour mix, some sort of plant-based milk, salt, and then Earth Balance, which is a vegan butter substitute. For the filling, you will need some apples, and I'm using Honeycrisp and Granny Smith apples. I like to use 2 different types just to make it a little bit more flavorful. The vegan butter, Earth Balance, sugar, cinnamon, nutmeg, and then juice from a lime. And then for the crumb topping, you will need more gluten-free flour, oats, brown sugar, cinnamon, and nutmeg, and again, more of that Earth Balance vegan butter. I'm going to go ahead and start by making the crust first, and I will mix the flour and the salt together and then cut in the butter. I unfortunately do not have a pastry cutter, so I've just been using my potato masher for now. My pastry cutter broke a while back and I have not replaced it, so that is what I'm gonna do first. Once the butter and flour mixture is all incorporated, that's when you're going to be adding your milk, just a tablespoon at a time, because you don't want it to get too wet. You just want it to be able to form into a ball. Okay, now while I work on the apples, I am actually going to be chilling this in the refrigerator just so that it gets a little bit more firm. Gluten-free pie crust is really challenging to deal with. You can't really roll it out, so what I typically end up doing is just kind of pressing it into the pie pan. It's why I choose to make apple crumb pie. I would love to do a top and a bottom crust, but it's just very difficult to work with gluten-free pie crust, so it's hard to get that top layer on. But this is just as delicious as a crumb topping as well. Next up is the hard part. That is all the peeling and cutting of the apples. This is probably the most tedious and time-consuming part of making this pie, but believe me, it is well worth it in the end. Okay, once you have all of the apples cut up, you'll want to mix in the sugar and the spices really well until it's incorporated. And then we are actually going to be cooking these on the stovetop just to kind of cook them down so that the apple pie is really dense. You really need like the largest size skillet you have. Unfortunately, I don't have a skillet that's probably large enough to fit all of these apples, so as they cook down, I'll probably just add a little bit more at a time, but ideally you would have a large or deep skillet where you could put all of these in at once. And don't forget, I always have all of the exact measurements and exact ingredients down in my description box if this is a pie that you would like to try to make on your own. Okay, while those apples are cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and prepare the crust. I'm just gonna spray the bottom of a pie pan with a little bit of olive oil spray, and then, like I mentioned, I just kind of press the dough into the pan. And then I'll go ahead and prepare the crumb topping as well. And that is really simple. You just mix all of the dry ingredients together and then cut in the butter. And so it makes it kind of a crumbly top. So let's get to doing this. Okay, once these are nice and cooked down, you're going to add your lime juice and get that well incorporated. And then we're actually going to transfer this to a baking sheet so that we can spread them out in a thin layer so that they can just cool for a little while before we assemble this pie. Okay, it's a little bit later in the day. It is after dinner. The pie has cooled and I have served it with some plant-based ice cream, and I'm going to give it a try with you. So good. Okay, you lovely people, that is all I have for you for today's video. I hope you enjoyed learning how to make this apple crumb pie. Let me know down in the comments if you are going to give this a try, and don't forget to check the description box for the exact ingredients, exact measurements on how to make this pie. Also, if you're not following me on Instagram, I would love for you to see what I'm doing over there. My handle is cookwithjoy.yt. But as always, thanks for watching this video until the end, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!